Hey everybody, Ramboshi here with JEDIOSHI Warrior Trading. I hope you're enjoying New Year's Day today. Happy New Year. And hope you're enjoying friends, family, maybe some football, maybe some charts. I wanted to walk you through something I put together for you. So JEDIOSHI Warrior Trading presents the top 10 lessons from 2021. This is a list of things that I've accumulated over the years, but really hit home in 2021. And these are things that I've learned more recently as I've gotten to be more and more active, but that I plan to leverage and deploy in 2022 and beyond. So without further ado, let's get into it. These are my top 10 lessons from 2021 in reverse order. So, and with some of this we've covered, but let's look at it. Number 10, the cycle is not the same. We've looked at the charts. We've looked at the cycle pattern from 13 to 17 and then 17 to 21. There are a lot of similarities, but there are also a lot of differences. The cycle of 13 to 17 was basically two periods of time. You had a bear market and a bullish market in an expansion in a market. And in that time, you could buy the dip, you bought the lows and you rode it up to the top, and you were very successful. What we've seen here is, yes, you had a low point. The cycle has had a low point, but it's also had much larger periods of volatility. And it's not just the volatility and the price, but it's the duration, it's the time. What we saw here, we've seen here, we saw this in the summer of 2021, and it was a 30 to 60-day drawdown period. And we just didn't have that long of a drawdown period in the previous cycle. So the cycle is not the same. So that, for me, two things. One is, if the cycle is not the same, and it may continue to not be the same, there probably will be some similarities. It will rhyme. It will have some rhythm. It will rhyme, but it's not going to be exactly a laydown the same. So given that, then you need to take your tools and your differences forward with you and really apply basic technical analysis to the charts. That's my learning right there. Number 9, TA, much bigger, better, greater than FA. Charts. You know me, you know what we've gotten into in the last month or two here at JEDIOSHI, but it's all about charts and TA. And what does the chart say? What does the chart tell me to do? What am I seeing in the charts? There's a lot of FA out there. There's a lot of good stuff, and I think FA has a place, but for me, its TA is much more important, and I will be relying much more on TA than FA going forward. Number 8, reduce friction. We've talked about this a little bit, but in trading, in this game of trading, there are things that cause friction, and friction reduces your overall efficiency and your energy and that sort of thing. But in the game of trading, you have friction, whether this is fees or anything else. You need to figure out a way in your system, as I am, in how to reduce friction. If there's some level of acceptable friction, that's fine. But for your system and for your gameplay, for your planning and your trading, what do you plan to do and what level of friction is acceptable? For me, one of my biggest lessons and learnings was I need to reduce this. If I plan to be more active on taking some trades and some setups and putting risk capital to work and expecting to realize gains and that sort of thing, and to manage those trades, I need to have reduced friction along the way. Number 7, wait for the opportunity. Be patient. It's times like this right now where we look at the charts and every green candle, it's like, we're going to the moon. Everything's launching, and look at this, look at that, and the signs are everywhere and the bulls are in control. And then it seems like the next day or two, it's bears back in control. I'm working on this muscle right here, as I have for a long time, but I'll get better and better at this as we go. And I plan to continue to work on this in 2022. Be patient. Wait for your opportunity. Wait for your setup. Wait for your trade setup to to show for you before you act. Right now I have capital to deploy, and I think there's a decent chance that we get a final dip. Is it going to happen? I don't know. It might not. And if it doesn't, then reevaluate and get in. If we can start getting a trend here, then get in and ride the trend. But I think that it's just so important to be patient and wait. Time and time and time again. You make a decision, you make a move, and then the market moves in the opposite way that you thought it would. Such as for example, getting out of some of the CRV at 702 yesterday. Well, look at it today. It's done really well. It came back through and it's moving. So just being patient and waiting. And, I'm again, building that muscle going forward is, I think, going to help greatly as we move forward. Number 6, this goes a little bit with number 8, but it is eliminate noise and distractions. I turned off Twitter. I watched 2 channels on YouTube. I'll look at more, and there's always interesting information out there, but sitting in the Twitter feed and watching everybody else's opinions manifest on Twitter, anybody can post anything. And this includes other channels. Like, I'm in, I don't know how many Discord groups or whatever, and just left. And I have to do my own thing. I have to have a quiet room to think and to play my game, and I can't be distracted. If my setup and my system says do this, and I see some random anonymous character on Twitter say the opposite, I can't allow that in my game. And going forward, I plan to maintain that quietness so I can do what I need to do. Number 5, find a place where you can be most successful. This is what I'm working on right now. Which exchange is it? Or which setup, which system is it? To me, this is finding where you want to battle. This is one of the ways where you can take control in this market. You can choose where you play, where you trade, and where you work. This is one of the choices that you have. You don't choose whether the market goes up or down, but you can choose where you play and where you are fighting this fight in the battle. So find a place where you can be most successful. If that's, that it's going to be different for every person, but really this is your choice. And the way I see it again is this is one of the big things that you can control. So choose it. Number 4, trust your system and follow your rules. I had a rule in a system that took me out of the CRV trade yesterday. I pulled the trigger, and I was glad to do it. And now I'm being patient on other things. But I have a system and I have rules, and I'll follow them. If you don't do this, your process, your system, and your reliance on that system, it'll be tainted. You'll muddy the waters. So the more that you lean on your system and follow your rules, I believe creates a more robust and a more reliable system. If you learn to do what the charts say to do in your system and take the action that you need to take, then you will be able, over time, you'll rely on your system more and more. And yes, tweak it, dial it in, whatever your system needs to do for you. Change it and adapt as things play out, but trust your system and follow your rules. Now, as you can see, these all kind of twine together. So if you're trusting your system and following your rules, you're also going to need to eliminate noise and distractions, right? So a lot of these things tie together, but again, trust your system and follow your rules. The key word there are almost your, because this is your path. And that's what I plan to do in 2022, is work on my system, my path, my rules, my game. Number 3, understand your relationship with the market. We talked a little bit about this on a live stream, but what is your relationship with the market? For me, especially going forward in 2022 and beyond, the market's a place to take money, to make money. That's what I'm here for. It's not a fun game. It's not a casino. I'm an operator in this market and I'm here to take money. That's my relationship. You know, we had the analogy of the bachelor party in Vegas. You know, if you're walking into a casino, you know, with your bachelor party there to have fun, that relationship with the casino and that environment and that battle and that game is a lot different than the professional blackjack player that comes in to operate and to take and to win and leave. Totally different. Understand your relationship with the market. Think about that. How do you see the market? What's your relationship with it? Is it a fun place to be? Do you feel that you're in control? How can you put yourself in control? All those kind of things. Those are big learnings for me in 2021 and what I plan to carry forward in 2022. Number 2, getting down to the last 2 here. Take full control and responsibility. Do your thing. This to me, I look back at 2021 and I wasn't living by this rule or this lesson. I was letting a lot of other things and a lot of other people and other ideas guide my decisions and my risk and my moves and everything because I had given that away. But here the last few months and end of this year and definitely going forward, this is something that I choose to take back. Like I am now in full control. I have full responsibility. I'm doing my thing and I have a system. And so I'm taking that going forward. Very excited about that. But that's the number two lesson for me. Is take full control and responsibility and do your thing. Number 1, the number 1 lesson from 2021. Big idea. But if you don't grab your gains, the market will. And we've seen this over and over and over and over. If you don't take that when it's yours and you have that opportunity, if you don't take it, the market will. So think about that and think about how we going forward can change and can choose and decide and how we choose to interact here with the market. Again, big idea, but if you don't grab your gains, the market will. That's happened to me over and over, and no more, not anymore, because we're different now and moving forward. So excited about 2022, what's possible. Anyways, guys, wanted to share my top 10 lessons. Just been in my head, some ideas. I kind of jotted it down here and wanted to run it through with you and hope it adds value to you and your system and the way you think, and maybe you can apply some of this in your game, and maybe this can be helpful for you going forward in 2022. But I do know I'm very excited. We're going to be very successful in 2022 and really looking forward to what we can accomplish. So until then, enjoy the rest of your day. I think it's time for some football. We'll see you later.